gig as a planted questionnaire in the town hall several presidential elections ago.
That just means that they're rich kids, and you participate in rich kid programs as a boy,
right?
To elevate, and you go to your Ivy League school, and I participated in this thing, and blah blah blah, and then you see those people again later. The whole system is designed to make you a plant. You don't necessarily have to be a plant they made last minute. You live in a thing called capitalism, and it's designed to make you into that. Britney Spears was like a made in America mind meltdown. Like that's America. It's not the CIA. America made that.
Okay.
Oh, back to Jim Jam.
So this is the head of the Federal Reserve of Minneapolis, and this guy ran for governor of California. His name is why am I blanking now? Kashgari. I think that's how you pronounce his name. I thought he was Keel or Peel from Kill or Peel Show. So he's got something to say. This is so he's got something to say about the new central bank currency. How does it call it? CBDCs?
When is that coming out? I've been waiting forever.
So listen to what he says about it.
Bank digital currency. Do you think that that is something that you all should be looking into seriously? To what degree should you be looking into it seriously? Just what?
Central bank digital currency. Central bank digital currency. Think about that. Okay, so they can turn off your money at the flip of a switch.
Is that something you've been thinking about? Do you think we have that?
Your thoughts on CBDC?
I mean, as my colleagues at the Federal Reserve have talked about, we are examining it. I'll tell you, my personal bias is I'm pretty skeptical. I keep asking anybody at the Fed or outside of the Fed to explain to me what problem this is solving. I can send anybody in this room $5 with Venmo right now. Right? No, seriously. So what is it that a CBDC could do that Venmo can't do? And all I get is a bunch of hand waving. I get maybe it's better for financial inclusion. Maybe it's better for cross-border remittances. Maybe. Is there any evidence that it is? And, they say, well, what about China? China is doing it. Well, I can see why China would do it. If they want to monitor every one of your transactions, you could do that with the central bank digital currency. You can't do that with Venmo. If you want to impose negative interest rates, you could do that with the central bank digital currency. You can't do that with Venmo. And if you want to directly tax customer accounts, you could do that with the central bank digital currency. You can't do that with Venmo. So I get why China would be interested. Why would the American people be for that?
What?
Whoa. Who's that guy?
What?
Kind of shocking, right?
It's actually a great point, because I was like, we do have digital. I never have cash on me to do anything.
That's right.
Anymore.
We already have it.
Why centralize it?
That's a great point. And
China has it. That's great. We're going to fully be China.
That guy ran for governor of California. He could have been governor of California.
Well, if you have more hair, that's the land.
That's the world we're living in.
Another great bald man, not appreciated. I get it.
I don't remember any of his platforms or what his policies were, but I like that. I like what he just said.
Yeah, he said a thing I hadn't thought of, but I feel like I should have.
Yeah. So here's Dr. Vandana Shiva. She's going to talk about central bank digital currencies. It happened, she says, in her country. Listen to this. Did you know this already? I didn't know this.
And if you notice, my country was the first where they made cash illegal. 2016, digitalization was forced on the country. 8 o'clock in the evening announced midnight, cash was illegal, the big notes. And 70% of the economy crashed.
I do remember that.
This digitalization is now going all over the world, and there's a war on cash. They call it war on cash because cash is merely a medium of exchange. It has no value in itself. It's just a promise. You read the dollar note, it says, I promise to pay the bearer. When it's digital, even a credit card, you're giving rents to the global financial system. But when it's cryptocurrency in the hands of algorithms, in the hands of big tech, they will do what is happening in China. Create social credit system to decide a new caste system. And you might have also followed that while all this has been happening, the founder of the World Economic Forum did a book called The Great Reset on how to deal with the COVID crisis. And everything we're seeing unfold is part of that Great Reset. But an element of that Great Reset is you will own nothing. Now, I'm a believer in the commons. And it would be so good if all land was a commons, if all seed was a commons, if food was a commons, if health was a commons, so that we had strong public health systems, strong community health system, deep knowledge about being healthy. We'll own nothing. He's saying we'll own it all. That's why you have Gates, not just owning the seed, wanting to own our food. What, of course, controls the health, and now owning land. This, if ever there was a time for humanity to wake up, now is the time.
So she just made the point. That's why you have Bill Gates owning the seeds, owning the farmland.
Yeah.
He's the biggest private farm. I think he's the biggest owner of private.
Bezos number 2. Another astronaut, farmer and astronaut. Bezos.
So this is real. And this is the time for people to need to. I mean, look what they did to the truckers in Canada. They turned off their money.
Yeah, right.
And that's how they can control you. Now you can't do anything. You can't even put gas in your car.
Yeah, well, all these. That's why it's so hilarious to me to watch anybody, Republican or right wing, go on about China when all these companies you're going to have to deal with and make sure they're doing okay to be able to do your job. Really admire all these things about China, our big enemy that we're going to have a war with eventually. I guess once we have our own digital currency, then we can really get. Hey, they can send the money directly to Ukraine without even going through any.
That's right.
Any hassle once we have that.
So let me. I really want to play this one more time.
The bank digital currency. Do you think that
the bank digital currency? But she does talk funny like that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, she talks like
Vocal
that.
fry, yeah, in Colombia. Must be from the West Coast.
Digital currency.
the bank digital currency? Do you think that
digital bank digital currency?
the bank digital currency? Do you think that that is something that you should be looking into seriously? To what degree should you be looking into it seriously? Just what are your thoughts on CBDC?
I mean, as my colleagues at the Federal Reserve have talked about, we are examining it. I'll tell you, my personal bias is I'm pretty skeptical. I keep asking anybody at the Fed or outside of the Fed to explain to me what problem this is solving. I can send anybody in this room $5 with Venmo right now. Right? No, seriously. So what is it that a CBDC could do that Venmo can't do? And all I get is a bunch of hand waving. I get a bunch, well, maybe it's better for financial inclusion. Maybe it's better for cross-border remittances. Maybe. Is there any evidence that it is? And, they say, well, what about China? China is doing it. Well, I can see why China would do it. If they want to monitor every one of your transactions, you could do that with the central bank digital currency. You can't do that with Venmo. If you want to impose negative interest rates, you could do that with the central bank digital currency. You can't do that with Venmo. And if you want to directly tax customer accounts, you could do that with the central bank digital currency. You can't do that with Venmo. So I get why China would be interested. Why would the American people be for that?
We're not.
Who cares what we want?
Yeah, that's right. Who cares what you want? You'll own nothing and you'll be happy.
I've never been happier. Fuck you, poverty. Here I come.
Over stuff.
Okay, thank you. He's like Modi if he became a car salesman instead of the leader of India.
Did Modi do that
Back
central
from the
currency?
road.
Was that Modi or somebody?
It must have been.
Yeah, he's been there that long.
Trump did say on Univision's interview, Israel's response has gone too far. So Vivek is wrong. He's not the only one. Sweaty Zeus Gaming, unvaccinated guy. Thank you so much for that one, amigo. I will share it with the team. It's Munchin' Muffin Monday. Click that like button, unvaccinated guy. You got that right. Reagan told Menachem Begin. Yeah, thank you. Menachem Begin to knock it off in Lebanon in 1982, and he did. But that was it before Israel fully controlled the U.S. Congress and Senate. Sparky. RFK said, funding Israel's unfair to Americans. Would he stop? I don't know, but he's got the best record on COVID by 100%. It's real, too. Not. Trust me, bro. Zach Boyles. Thank you again, unvaccinated guy. I will share it with the team. I love Kirk Carey. His approach would help avoid situations like this in the future, but he needs to acknowledge what's happening now and say he'd vote with the rest of the UN for a ceasefire to stop the genocide that U.S. helped create and enabled. Sorry about your mom, bro. I can't tell that Kurt or Winchester III from MASH from 4077, but I love it. Unvaccinated guy. Duly noted. I'm sorry, but I cannot
don't look
dismiss.
like that guy. That guy's got a British nose. I'm more ethnic looking.
I'm sorry, but I cannot dismiss the idea of Netanyahu.
I know how old you are now, though, unvaccinated guy. Your writing should be better for your age.
He's a roofer. I'm sorry, but I cannot dismiss the idea Netanyahu did more than fund Hamas and had a plan saying when the best time was to attack. Duly noted. Hey, although Holocaust helped it get UN approval, Israel was not established as a Jewish homeland, but was actually a neo-colonial strategy. Like fellow British colony India, violence soon followed. Sparky.
Okay.
All right, back to Jim.
Okay, that's it for today, but we're going to see everybody in Venice. When is our date in Venice?
It's right there. Don't you see on the
January
screen?
21st, we're going to be in Venice, California. January 28th, we'll be in Palmdale, California. January 31st. Oh, we got a new one?
All right.
So January 31st, we'll be in Omaha, Nebraska. Then we go to Des Moines, Milwaukee, Lansing, Michigan. I don't think we've ever been to Lansing, Michigan. Bend, Oregon, never been there. Portland, Oregon, we've been there plenty.
All right, so nothing on Jimmy's screen behind him, please. Remove camera 4. Great, go ahead.
Seattle, Washington, Boston, Massachusetts, and Europe.
We do it again from the beginning.
Oh, January 12th and 13th, I'm in Dallas at the other Hyenas.
Oh, really?
12th and 13th of January. I've said the date wrong many times previously.
So January 12th and 13th, Kurt will
yes.
be in Dallas, Hyenas Comedy Club. Okay, I thought you did.
Hey, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down there for more AM Joy and the rest of MSNBC. And click on any of the videos right here to watch the latest interviews and highlights. And you can get more videos from MSNBC for free every day with our newsletter. Just visit